Welcome back. Today, Ukuthwala, particularly in the Eastern Cape, increasingly involves the kidnapping, rape and forced marriage of minor girls as young as 12 years of age by old men enough to be their grandfathers. A United Nations research conducted with young girls who have been victims of this practice of Ukuthwala revealed numerous health complications for the young girls. Now, to speak to us more about the practice and its psychological impact on the girl child, we are joined by psychologist with the Nelson Mandela Bay Justice Coalition, Ms. Amanda van der Westhuizen from our Port Elizabeth studios. Amanda, a very good afternoon to you and thank you so much for joining us on PM News.
Good afternoon, Alicia. Nice to be here.
All right, now, Amanda, can you please tell us about the impact of the practice of Ukuthwala on the psychological development of a girl child?
I think to explain that, I need to tell you that actually the impact is on many levels for this child because the trauma happens on many levels. Remember, she is abducted, and anyone that's ever been hijacked knows how traumatic that is. As part of the culture, sometimes she has to have sex immediately afterwards. So she gets raped. And if she doesn't want to have sexual intercourse, sometimes the abductors, the people with him, would actually hold her down, which adds to the trauma. A big part of the psychological impact is that these girls often feel that their families have been part of this. So they feel betrayed, they feel disappointed, they feel lonely, alienated. And remember, they're children, so they don't have the coping skills or they don't have the cognitive skills and the maturity to deal with this. What we've heard as well, the reports are that they get kept when they, in the villages or sometimes in the urban areas, they get locked in during the day. So they have no contact with their peers, with other people in the community for help and how to deal with this. The husband comes home, he wants sex and he wants it immediately. And if she doesn't want to, she gets beaten up. I've heard one of the stories was that the girl was locked into one of the other rooms while her husband brings home other women. So some of the effects are that they have HIV. And I do think that the HIV virgin myth plays a role there. They have something called complex trauma, which there's many layers of trauma. Intense grief. In Xhosa, there isn't a word for depression. But when they describe what they feel severe depression. And some of them are suicidal. Some of the NGOs tell me the hospital phones them and says, I've got this child, she's suicidal. And then they find out she has been twilight. Also, you know, her education, yes.
Amanda, I just want to ask, now obviously this being an ancient tradition in that area, and it's rather a sensitive issue, something like the initiation of young boys as well. What is being done to assist these little girls as a means to protect them, Amanda?
Unfortunately, not that much has been done. You know, when there is someone found, she is taken to a shelter. There are, and I don't want to step on too many toes, there are problems in the community with accepting that this cultural practice it has been distorted. And so these cases don't get reported.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda. That was Amanda van der Westhuizen, a psychologist with the Nelson Mandela Bay Justice Coalition, talking to us about the impact of the practice known as Ukuthwala on young